Hello and welcome to another video during bike week. I seen a video, I believe she was on a Stages indoor trainer, and she was going through comfort and fit. I feel she missed a couple of key points. So one of those points, saddle height, yes, I get what she's saying in terms of that to there, but that doesn't always happen or translate to a bike say you've already got. And that bike, the Stages one, was very adjustable for an indoor trainer. I suppose it would be for the price it cost. So as a rule of thumb, how it is at the moment, I'd say roughly sort of hip height. You're not going to go too far wrong with that. Next, I would say that is, if you have a proper bike fit, obviously then you're going to know your true inseam and they can work it out, top of saddle, etc. I've done multiple bike fits under the Shimano fitting system. Been trained by Mark, the owner of Pedal Power Cycles in Ipswich. Super good. If you need sort of, if you're not feeling comfortable on your bike, then you know, give them a shout if you're local in Suffolk. So obviously, therefore, if you've got the saddle height, but then sometimes the cranks might be shorter or longer, so you need to adjust the saddle height depending on the length of cranks, whether they're longer cranks like 175 or shorter cranks 170. So you need to plus or minus the difference off there on the saddle height. Anyway, so when you've got that and you're sitting on the bike, I'm trying to do this holding my phone. You basically, you have fore and aft on the saddle and really fine micro adjustments on a saddle. And what you're wanting to do when you're sitting on the saddle and you want to sit so your bum at the back comes down the saddle, not there on the saddle, ends there or ends there. You want it so it kind of your back's nice and straight and curves with your bum, spine, sit bone or coccyx round there with your sit bones on there. So when you've done that, you can then move the fore and aft on the saddle, and what you want it to be is where the center of the pedal, I know it's not really set up very well here, but you can kind of see the center of the pedal with your knee, just the back of your knee there, in line with the axle of the pedal. You might need someone to help you, but that is what you're wanting to do. Now, that comes with a caveat. That means that your cleats, if you're wearing cleats, if you've got flat pedals, ignore this next part. But if you have cleats, whether they're mountain bike cleats like I have, or road cleats, number of times make sure that they are fitted correctly to your shoes. Have them all over the time. Sometimes when cleats are on and they're too close to the pedal or too far away, or they're all over the shop like this. Rule of thumb with your cleats, have them as far forward as they'll allow, and then adjust for the line to the middle cup of your shoe. Shoes are a lot better these days, so therefore they'll cup your heel really nicely. If you're unsure about the cleats, then obviously go to a bike fitting. Shouldn't cost a lot to have your cleats done, and if it's part of the bike fitting process, it will be all done as part of that as well. Now, and also with shoes, there's another thing. As you can see, I've got SPDs, which they call mountain bike ones. Now, mountain bike pedals and the cleats are flat. Now, the lady in the video said to have your feet flat, but she was wearing road shoes. Now, road shoes by design have a wedged cleat. So that basically, I'll try and demonstrate. Take my shoe off. Not ideal because it's a mountain bike one. But what you have is when you're on there, you'll be up. So you want your heel slightly raised up to coincide with the fact that your cleat is wedged. That way it will also give you a better pedal stroke throughout the whole motion. So you think you're going around like that, not like that, because obviously then you're going to put strain on your calf, your knee, and not too far forward as well. So that's all going to help. Now then, let me just get that back on. So there you go, that's kind of the cleat pedal setup. It's obviously, this is just kind of a rough idea to show you, but that is that. But we see a lot of ill-fitting cleats with that, and then also that means that as you're doing the pedal stroke, your cleats out, you're going to be doing all sorts of stuff with your leg, which is not going to help your leg. Also, that is helping you with being as efficient as possible on the true pedal stroke. You will get a dead pedal stroke anyway, but that's way advanced for professionals and the like. So that's kind of that aspect. Stems you can lengthen and shorten, but mostly you want a bike, you can tell if the top tube is where your key part is. You can raise the stack sometimes depending on how further up you need it. There's no real set rule for saddle height to stem height. That's just how it goes. It's for comfort, and obviously bars can be rotated as well to give them a bit more comfort as well. Now then, there's one key thing. If I just put my arm, what we see is a lot of people have cocked wrists. What you want is a nice wrist on the hoods. Also on the drops, don't do that. Same for here, don't do that, because otherwise you're going to get real pain and numbness in your hands. So that's also another one to just be aware of. So I think that's kind of covered everything really in terms of what you should look for. Just quick little tips and checks as well. Obviously the saddle is one. A lot of people move it forwards and backwards to give more length on the bike. Don't do that. You'll feel like you're riding a beach cruiser or you're in a TT position. That is literally to make sure that your knee, back of your knee, is over that pedal axle there. And also make sure that your foot is in as well. Another quick helper, let me just jump on the bike. During the pedal stroke, you want your knee to be riding straight up and down, not left and right. See a lot of people with that, or one the other. That's going to give you more efficient power through the pedal stroke as a whole, and use the top tube as a guide to keep that knee parallel with that. Again, like that as well with your wrists, not like that, because that will give you numbness, not like that. And again, make sure you like that, or like that. Slight bend in the arms, and that is it. That's how you kind of quickly get set up on the bikes for most of the comfort. A lot of this will translate onto an indoor bike, depending on the indoor bike and the style of indoor bike. We just get that saddle height and saddle fore and aft, where your knee over that axle of the pedal, and that will give you a lot more comfort. Hope this has helped. Please like, subscribe. Many thanks. In a bit. So just out on the bike, thought you show you, probably a bit hard to see, trying to keep my legs parallel to the top tube as possible. No sort of outward splaying or inward splaying. Trying to keep them as straight as possible. Again, trying to keep that wrist not cocked at all. Same if you're on the drops, keep it straight. Always try and keep it straight as possible. Not like that, but like that. Same for the drops. Like that, not like that. That give you maximum comfort on the bike. Right, as you probably see, I've got a heart rate monitor. Now I've got a Garmin, so I'm going to get speed. I'm going to get heart rate. If I had a power meter, I'd have power. All of those put together are worthless, and I mean worthless, without understanding cadence. Now cadence you can get, some power meters have them built in, you can get it separate. Basically that's the revolutions of your pedal stroke going round. Most people think, oh yeah, I want speed, I'm doing it quicker. No. My heart rate's up. No. My power. No. Cadence. Cadence. If you master cadence, you'll have a better cycling experience in general. And what do I mean by that? Not absolutely slogging it out. You want high cadence. You want around 90, 95 revolutions. Just spinning like this, not slogging like that, and you will have a lot better time on the bike. You won't get fatigued as quick, you'll be able to go further. Yes, you're going to have to drop a gear to do it. Oh, squirrel. And that might feel a bit counterintuitive, but over time you will see an improvement, and that's what it's all about. Getting better, improving, maybe even do a race, go that little bit further, whatever you got to do, that is it. I hope they found the video informative, and many thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe. In a bit.